All right. Great job. You guys sound so good. So before I get to the children are our future, I want to introduce the band director and artist in resident. We have band director Jonathan Bloom. How are you? Get up on that mic.
How you doing?
I'm good. And our artist in resident is Mr. Kevin Lewis.
Hello, how you doing today?
Very good. So tell me, how did you, Mr. Jonathan Bloom, come to start working with this camp?
Many, many years ago, under the guidance of Kid Jordan, Miss Harris recruited all of us to come in. We just started as a city camp, and we're in the 24th year this year. So
that's incredible.
It's a long story, but Miss Harris got everything together, pulled us in, and they had like 35 kids that first year, and it's been going on ever since, every year after that. And we bring in a visiting artist at the end of the camp.
That's incredible. By Miss Harris, he means Miss Jackie Harris, the founder and executive director.
Yes.
Can you tell me about some of the former students you've had? I know you mentioned Big
man.
Sam.
Yeah, you name it. Yeah, you just pulled Big Sam off the Sammy was one. Andrew Baham, who was in that band, was one. We had Trombone Shorty. We've had Christian Scott. We've had Courtney Bryant. Wow. Brian Kazet, who's now a faculty member.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we had people like that and countless others. I mean, I could go on and on. I'll be here like 2 or 3 days.
And then you're going to name these children, too, that are going to be
leader of this particular group we have is Kevin Gullidge on piano.
Hey, Kevin.
Brianna Brianna McIntosh on flute.
Brianna.
Yeah. We have Gus Wisfeld
Okay.
on alto. We have Theron Sanchez on trumpet.
Theron.
We have Angelica Pruitt on bass. And Jarrell Allen on drums in the back,
Nice.
driving us.
So why is it important for you to have an artist in residence such as
Well,
Kevin?
you know, it's always good because the theme of the camp changes. Music is diverse and vast, and so we need to expose the kids to a variety of styles. And so every year, over the years, we've had people from Wynton Marsalis to Jimmy Heat, Tootie Heat, Barry Harris, George Duke, Patrice Rush, and I can go on for 24 others, you know. But
So Kevin, can you get up on this mic? Because I just want Kevin to talk about what's so special about working with this group of youth, and what does it mean for you to be giving back something that you received?
It means a whole lot. It's just an honor to be working with these kids. They're super talented, and this is where I'm from. I'm from New Orleans, born and raised, and a lot of these cats that's on this faculty were my music teachers. You know, you got Kid Jordan up there. I used to go to that Saturday class too, and he's talking about Brian Cazares teaching there. Me and him were in that class together. So to come back home and just be a part of this it feels really full circle.
Nice. Yeah. So just give me some tea. What do you think about this group of youth right here?
I dig them. I dig them a lot.
Because they sound good to me.
Yeah. I thought they sound really good. I like watching them work together. I like seeing the leadership skills that they exercise amongst them. I really like the young drummer. His feel is really mature. I was just telling Mr. Bloom that he plays. He's got a feel like a lot of adults. He plays past his age. He can play with dynamics. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Dynamic. A drummer that plays with dynamics is to be appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Because I always tell kids that a little flame can burn you just as much as a big flame. You don't have to lose your intensity to play soft. Just keep it cooking, but be mindful of the rest of the musicians that you're playing with. It's not just a drum concert, and he's doing that. He plays really tasteful and he's complimenting the group. So
absolutely.
And look, Jarrell is
right on.
Jarrell is a second-generation camper. His dad attended the camp, Shamar Allen.
Wow.
So, he's second generation. So we really moving around here now, right?
My goodness.
Yeah, I think he may be one of the first students that represent a second generation coming to camp. Yeah.
We could feel the piano player back here in the studio when he was getting into his solo. We felt him.
Oh, yeah. Well,
everybody
another one. He's musical tribe, the Gullich tribe, and he's been around with us, and he's multi-talented. He's vocalist, and he's doing his thing.
I gotta talk to y'all. Well, I can definitely feel the teamwork from the group. Do you want to introduce the second song?
I'm gonna let Kevin. Kevin, you want? What's the second song you're doing?
Well, this next song is a favorite in the jazz community. We all love it so much. It's called "So What" by Mr. Miles Davis.
There you go.
Yeah. Great job. Okay, so I'm gonna pick 3 names out of a hat. Angelica, Theron, and Kevin. Let's chat. Okay, so Angelica is on bass. Theron, you're on trumpet, right? And Kevin on keys. Oh, that's easy to remember. All right, so Angelica, since you're the closest to the mic, what's your last name? Tell me like how long you've been playing bass. How did you get started?
My last name's Pruitt, Angelica Pruitt. I've been playing bass for about 9 years now. About 9 years.
So all your life.
I'm 19. But yeah, I'm from San Diego, California. Do I tell about how I found out about this camp? Okay.
Sure.
So so my high school back in California, I went to Mission Bay High School, and they have a jazz combo that focuses on New Orleans jazz. So we're called the Preservationists. So every other year we would come here and work with musicians and then play. So I had the humbling experience of meeting a bunch of people here and being able to work with them. And we also recorded a CD with Wendell Brunius at the USL Mint a couple years back. But yeah, because of my instructor, JP Beaumont, I just want to move to New Orleans. I'm looking at 4-year colleges here to transfer to.
All right.
And so...
Why New Orleans?
Oh,
like
because my passion is to play jazz, specifically New Orleans jazz. I love the whole musical aspect, the musicality here, and even without the music, I love the whole culture. Looking at all the architecture here is really beautiful.
Seems like you know what you want.
Yeah.
And know why you want it.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait till you move down here permanently. Yeah, you sound incredible.
So I felt like this camp here was a great first step to come here just by myself.
Absolutely. Well, welcome
Thank
back.
you.
We look forward to having you here. Theron. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yeah, you could say that. Or Theron. It is.
Oh, Theron. Okay, I'm half Jamaican, so we
All right.
elongate. So tell me, how did you get started with this camp, and why trumpet?
Well, I started at 7 playing the trumpet, so I guess you could call that 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, trumpet, I mean, if it was easy, everyone would be able to do it, and you don't see everybody just playing every trumpet like that. So like, it's just something I pick with a passion. I take pride in doing it, and also with the camp, I look forward to it every year. I'm enjoying it more and more, because this is something you won't be able to do over and over. So like, you gotta cherish it right now, and when you look back, then you'll be able to say, I did that with the Louis Armstrong Jazz Camp, and you'll take pride in it.
Definitely. Well, I can hear the pride in your tone. You have a really nice sound. It sounds like you've been connected to that trumpet.
Thank you. Yeah, it takes time, practice.
Do you go everywhere with your trumpet?
I go many places. I play for the president. Back last year at the Sanchez Center.
Nice.
It took me to Russia with my McDonough 15 Kip brass band.
Incredible.
I'm proud to say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has taken me a lot of places.
All right, well, keep going.
I will. Thank you. You too.
Thank you. All right, Kevin on the keys. What's up? I can't hear you over there. Can you get closer to the mic?
How you doing?
That
Can you hear
standing
me?
mic over there, you want to go over to that one?
Oh,
And I know all the people watching the live stream, they want to see you too. So Kevin on keys, what's your last
Yes,
name
ma'am.
and how are you?
my last name is Gulledge. My name's Kevin Gulledge.
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
I'm doing pretty good today. Thanks for asking, actually.
You sound good. So we could feel you stamping on the floor.
Oh.
It was incredible. I like a piano player that gets into it.
Thank
so
you very much.
Why piano? And what does being in this camp mean for you?
Well, piano is always a funny story. My father's bass player. I wanted to play bass when I was young. That didn't work out, so I was like, oh, I want to be like Gary Brown. I want to play saxophone. So I got saxophone, but then I got frustrated, and I was like, oh, I don't sound like the pros. Man, I bet he sounded like a pro when he was 6 or 7. so I was like, no more saxophone. Then when I was 12, I picked up piano, randomly classical at that. Mm-hmm. Then the family business sort of took over after that. You know, you learn more outside, and I know a lot of young guys in New Orleans can say they've learned far more outside of their schools than they have inside.
Very wise.
Thank you very much.
So why do you like being in this camp? What does it mean to you?
It means a lot to me. A lot of my older cousins has gone here, and a lot of the musicians are guys I grew up with. Like I told Mr. Bloom, I said I remember the first time I met Bloom. Said he was at my sister's NOCA audition, and he tells me, "You Tony's son, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Kevin." Like, man, you got to check out this Armstrong camp, man. Yeah, man, so come through. And that year I couldn't. And my freshman year of high school, that summer I did it. And since then, everybody inside of Armstrong camp has been like my family.
That's
and
nice.
I actually met you a little younger than that.
Yeah, you met.
Singing Annie.
Oh, yeah, Kiara Sarapu, your niece, yeah.
What was that?
Oh, I did musical theater. I actually did musical theater before I did music performance.
Okay, so you're a vocalist as well?
Yes,
actor?
ma'am.
Okay, triple, quadruple threat? I think you have a lot of things going on.
Triple couldn't dance, couldn't hold up I couldn't hold up in musical theater because the acting and the speaking and all that was no problem. The singing, that was cool. The dancing part, I'll leave that to the pros.
Okay, well, you get your dancing shoes on soon
Oh,
enough.
yeah, good.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your stories with us. It's really special. The future is now, obviously. So we can't wait to see you gigging and
Yeah.
playing some shows. Do you have another song for us?
Yes, we have another song. What we're going to do, Kevin? All blues.
All right, before we do
And
all
we-
blues, can I?
And we're going to mix it up with a little Freddie Freeloader on the top of
Oh,
it. Yeah.
okay. Before we get into that, I just want to introduce Miss Leslie Cooper. She's
Okay,
the
come on,
Tuesday host of the Traditional Jazz Show, and Miss Leslie always brings an incredible musical guest.
Hi, as the producer of School Groove, I have this wonderful position of getting to see these young musicians, some of them 3 times now, 4 times now, twice, 3 times. No, you did 15, then 35, and now this, and to watch these young musicians grow and network and be out on the streets. I haven't seen you since you were about 8. You were taller than me then, though, but it's okay. But just wanted to say what a privilege and an honor it is to be able to be on this end of your musical career and to watch you grow. Here at WWOZ, we are proud to be supported this program with the Gia Maoni Prima Foundation. That is Louis Prima's widow, who set up a foundation for this. So anytime you can jump off into that and research that and learn more about that foundation, because they've made this possible today. We want to thank Reginelli's because they gave it. We're all going to eat pizza, like we really need it, but we're all going to go eat pizza when we get through. We want to thank them. And I want to bring to everybody's attention that there are 2 performances associated with the Louis Armstrong Summer Jazz Camp. And first one is
Little Jim.
Tomorrow night. Come up here
Yeah,
and tell us when and where.
We're at Little Jim's Saloon tomorrow night, and we're going to feature our visiting artists this year with that New Orleans theme, and we're going to have a variety of music covering from trad music to standards and then up into today, ending with Mr. Jordan. The time we're going to go through 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. until, and upstairs in Little Jim's. And then Friday, 8 o'clock at Loyola, we have the culminating concert with the students, and we'll deal with all of the music they've been dealing with for the duration of this camp, featuring the artists with them as well as the kids doing their own thing at various levels and various type ensembles.
And you have dance associated with this camp as
We
well,
do.
don't you?
Yes, we have Norma Miller, who comes in every year and works with the dancers, her and her assistant Mickey.
I could help you.
Yeah, and Norma is great to see. I mean, 98-year-old. I mean, like a bag of pencils tied up with rubber bands, and she's still hopping around here, and she's still making us laugh. From New York, she's one of the original break dancers back in the day. I call her a break dancer, because she was back in the 30s with Pops and with the Basie Band and the Ellington Band. She knows all of the people. Comic, and dealt with all of the people like Red Fox to Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby.
Wow.
Yes.
So how can our listeners find out more? Would that be just the website?
Yeah, call that out.
Which is LouisArmstrongJazzCamp.com. And you can get all the information about not only these 2 performances that do go to support the camp, but also how to get your kid, your grandkid, your nephew, your niece, your neighbor, what are the ages for this camp? It's older. From 10 to 20. If you're listening out there and you're a young musician, this might be the right spot for you next year. So I'm going to let y'all get back to this third song. Miss Cole Williams, thank you so much for having School Groove on
Absolutely.
your show as a show host.
No
I really
brainer.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Louis Armstrong Summer Jazz Camp. If you want to find out more information about this camp, where they're going to be performing this week, go to their website, louisarmstrongjazzcamp.com. Thank you so much again for being on the New Orleans Music Show on WWOZ. Eat your pizza.